Okay, so from now on we are going to use the force.com platform. Okay, so force.com platform, so it allows people to develop own code. Okay, with Apex and VF pages they can build custom requirements, and they can link it to the standard page layouts by adding some buttons and links. Okay, I have some classes which is done on that particular requirements also. I will show that to you. And when are we choosing Apex? When are we choosing VF pages? When are we choosing triggers? That's the first topic. Okay, before that I will show some of these slides. Okay, give me a second. Okay, I'm just going to the starting slide of the working slide. These are all some junk thing. So these are some of the advantages of Salesforce.com platform. No need to buy any of this hardware, software, and stuff. You can directly use the application. Okay, and the you don't need to upgrade your system. It automatically upgrades, send upgrades from Salesforce directly to your system. Okay, all the updates are automatic. So Salesforce used to send updates every season, summer, spring, and winter. Okay, and coming down to the force.com development model. Yes, so you can, so there are this type of people like business users, administrators, and business analysts, web developers, and platform professional developers. So people who are business users can use this application, can personalize application, can change their tabs. Okay, so administrators can configure applications and they can manage users and all this stuff. Coming down to the business analyst, they can customize applications by creating some buttons, by creating validation rules, very basic things. Okay, they can do it by modifying page layouts and all this stuff. These guys can do. Coming down to the web developer, yeah, so these people are force.com developers. If they can even modify writing Apex language, VF programming, JavaScript programming, all this stuff they can do. Okay, yeah. So while coming to the uh, one second, these are all some basic slides. So this training is actually for complete full day training of 5 days. Okay, yeah. So this is very important. So when we choose Apex, when we choose the VF pages and controls, all this stuff is clearly mentioned here. So first, suppose if your customer asks you to build some application and tabs and page layouts and record types, yeah, these are all declarative thing. By clicking on button clicks, you can do that. So you can also create, means this is the front end part, right? Applications, tabs, page layouts, these are all front end part. This is the user interface. Coming to the model view controller, user interface comes into view. Okay, these things are force.com pages, means VF pages, web controls. Okay, S controls or something like this, and sites is by salesforce.com. We have to build some with custom coding. Okay, custom JavaScript, custom HTML code. With this only you can build this. This is the programmatic way of building user interface for Salesforce. This is the declarative way. Whenever you have a requirement, you try to build the things with the declarative way. It generally finishes in very short time, and you can even save time and money for the customer. Coming down to the programmatic thing, it takes some time. You need to review again one more time to check the best practices and thing. Okay, it obviously take time and it's little costlier. it's costlier for the developers. Okay, and again, these options are some options are not cannot be cannot be created in some very basic editions of Salesforce. Also, they can only try this in some organizations in some editions. Okay, coming down to the business logic, this is called controlling part of your MVC architecture. Controlling part. Okay, what you are doing, controlling means you are trying to write workflow rules to do automation. That's you are doing some actions, controlling something. Logic is completely here. Okay, validation rules, you are controlling something by showing some error messages on the screen. And approval process is also coming to controlling part. All the actions, updates, field updates, all these things you are doing it here, right? Coming down to the business logic, coming down to the programmatic way of writing this, you have to use force.com controllers. Page controllers means are apex controllers. Okay, uh, force.com code is again the same thing, and web services API. So you are writing apex programming here. Main thing in the development part, we are going to cover these topics. Till now we have covered these topics. Okay, coming down to the data model, you are going to deal with objects, fields, relationships in the front end. In the back end, you are going to deal with metadata API, web service API. So when you're trying to open the same object, account object in the back end from Eclipse or anything, it looks like XML code. The account object XML code is around 4000 lines of code. Coming down to the front end, you can simply see the account object information in a single page. Okay, the metadata information is completely in terms of XML data. Okay, this is all programmatic way. You can update the data model by simply modifying the XML data of the account object. For modifying account object data model and fields information. Okay, so from now on we are going to learn these three topics. Okay, and again, yeah, as the declarative options are really simple and fast. You can do these things really fast. Coming down to the programmatic options, these are helpful to extend the control of the application to you. Okay, because you're having more control on the application, because you are writing every custom logic on your own. You are not following the standard CSS of Salesforce. You are not following the Salesforce, uh, so you are simply using your own control, your own CSS and everything. Okay, and coming down to the flexibility, yes, so you can build custom built UIs according to your customer. And for suppose your customers want more simplified options than the actual page layout, yes, you can write some advanced pages to simplify the process. In the same page you can show more and more options with Visual Force pages. Okay, because again, means it's tough for the developers to create that, but once it is done, it's really flexible for the users who are using that application. uh, we have done some application for the Facebook where they are completely using only one page for their complete CRM system. Okay, instead of showing a lot of tabs, navigations, people are wasting a lot of time, right? The support reps, instead of that, I can show everything on one page, and they can quickly interact to other things very quickly. And when to choose and how to choose declarative or programmatic thing. Okay, so advantage of declarative: ease of development, more visual, faster, easy to upgrades, easy to maintenance, does not require programmatic skill set. Right, you know that. Till now you are using these features and it's easy to develop all this stuff. Coming down to the programmatic advantages and customizations, yes, you can extend the capability of any functions beyond sales standard functionality of Salesforce. Okay, so generally these options are considered by the ISV, independent service vendors, who develop applications with ISV, with programmatically with Apex and VF pages. Nowadays people are using these programmatic things. Even customers also using that. Customers are using a lot of programmatic way, using program using Apex and VFS. They are building applications. Okay, when you choose the programmatic experience, if your business requirement is cannot means if your business requirement cannot be done with the decorative part, then you have to choose the programmatic way. In programmatic way you can do any type of requirement, there is no limits for that. Okay, so it may have some performance issues, but you can do any type of requirement. Okay, coming down to the um, how to create the user. So this is how you can create the users, all this stuff. IP ranges you can configure. This is all some basic stuff about Salesforce. I don't want to show this to you all.
Will you also be sharing this document?
Can you see it? No, I'm not going to share this document. So yeah, this is the confidential thing. I'm not even sharing this video also. Sorry for that. I'm simply recording for my internal reference. Yeah, so in the next class we'll be covering mostly on Visual Force page controllers, what we are going to do and why are we using this. So this VF page can be create means is useful only for the front end part. The course name is Dev 521 course. I want to show some examples. Okay, now we are working with VF pages. Now start from here. Yeah, tag basics. Okay, the very basic tag in Visual Force is Apex page tag. This is the starting tag. Okay, every VF tag will start with the prefix called Apex colon input field, input text like this. Okay, tags can contain a lot of attributes. Okay, so I'll show that what is attributes. And okay, attribute values are can be taken as boolean values or strings or even IDs. Okay, all this stuff. So this is the very basic example. This is what okay, this is a simple Apex page. By default, when you're creating any page, you can see this particular page. This is the start tag, Apex page. This is the end tag. Okay, inside that you can write all the coding what you want to write. And so the component namespace is Apex. Okay, and the component name is page. This is the standard component name given by Salesforce to start the VF page. And the tag name attribute is title. So this is the attribute for this tag attribute. These attributes will depend on the tag what you are using. There will be different tags for different there will be different attributes for different tags. I can show you how to explore that options. I'll show you all the list of things. Okay, so this page we are using for creating your own front end page. This is the tag attribute and value, and you're going to use the comments in this format. What all the code what you're writing in comments will not be displayed on the page. And this is not a comment in VF page. This comment is only for Visual Force. Sorry, this comment is only helpful in controllers, classes, Apex classes and controllers only. The VF tag is this. VF tag comment is this. So this comment is not for VF pages. It's for Apex classes and controllers. And this is the H1 tag. This H1 tag is for useful for HTML okay, programming. And P is the paragraph tag. Okay, so if you want to close the tag with the start tag and tag in the same tag, you have to put the backslash symbol at the end of P. Actually, if you see, the start tag is this and the end tag is this. End tag contains backslash before the complete tag name. See, H1 is this. If I want to close the H1 tag, I have to keep the hashtag before that, right? So HTML programming, at least some very basic things, right? But if I want to create a paragraph tag and close it in the same tag, I can use directly p hash. Self-contained tag means there's no end tag for this. This is the start tag and this is the end tag. Okay, this is the static text what you are going to display on the page. Coming down to my system, how to create this page. So this is my setup page or any home page also. I'm opening the home page in home tab in the new tab. I can create my page directly from my URL. See, after loading the page, I will start doing that. See, I'm removing all the at means all the strings after .com slash. Remove that. After that, you simply type apex hash arun demo. This is the page name. Whenever I'm trying to hit this page name, it shows, hey, there is no page like this. Because I know there is no page like this. As I'm simply creating a new page with this arun demo, I'm getting a visual force error. Hey, page, this is not exist in our system. See, the best thing here is I'm getting a recommendation to create a page with this name. So now when you want to create a new page, okay, simply simply give apex hash slash the new page name what you want to create. Okay, that automatically creates a page with the same name. Means it won't create the page, it asks you to create the new page. By clicking on this button, you are going to create the page with arun demo. See what happens. Now you're going to create a new page with this. Congratulations, this is the new page arun demo. This is the default text Salesforce will automatically create for you when you're creating a new page from this page editor. This is called browser page editor. You can directly code the things here and you can see the changes directly on your screen. See, this congratulations is in h1 tag, and that's the reason you are seeing in the bold letters. And I can even thanks for creating the page. Okay, I'm saving it. Now you can see the new text. This is simply text what you're writing and the same thing is displaying here. And this is the very basic example like hello world example in your HTML pages, but you can really do a lot of things in VF pages. So this is the tag. What are attributes? You don't need to know about all the attributes, but you can explore the attribute by simply see all this. I haven't clicked on anything. I simply clicked on space here. See, I clicked on space. I got all the recommendations of all the attributes for this tag. I want to show some of the very basic tags which you use very frequently. First, suppose if you want to build very custom page, I don't want to see the header like this also. I want to build my own header for my company, for my project, for my customer. Yes, I'll click on show header equal to false. There are two values for the show header, that is true or false. Sorry, there's a spell mistake here. FALSC. Clicking on save. So now this is a very new branded custom page. You are not going to use the standard Salesforce UI, tabs, application names, logo and everything. Now you can start building everything from your own. Okay, and I want to add my logo, my company logo on my page. I'll do that now. So there is an image I uploaded to my static resources inside Salesforce. I'll show you where static resources in the coming class. Okay, no worries about that. So this is the my resource URL, my image URL. Don't worry about that. But you have to know about the apex image tag. This is useful to insert images into my VF page, and this is the value of this means the URL of this image. This is the URL of the image. This is in the resource folder, static resource in my Salesforce. And I want to remove this, so this is not required in this requirement, and it will show some error if I keep this. I'm trying to click on save. So you don't need to do many things here. Simply you have to click on Control S when you are using Mac. Sorry, when you're using Windows, and Command S when you're using Mac. It automatically saves the data directly on this browser, and it shows the new result of the page directly in the demo. This is the result of the page what you have developed now. Okay, if I want to use so if I want to put this line in the new tab, sorry, in the new line, simply use the br tag. This is the HTML tag, break tag. You can see the changes quickly. Yeah, and standard style sheet equal to false. See why, even though I am giving h1, okay, what happens here is Salesforce is putting lot of CSS properties on your page. So that properties are coming from standard style sheets, CSS, okay, by Salesforce. Okay, I am disabling the standard style sheets from Salesforce. That is the reason this is the actual HTML result for h1 tag, and this is the actual result for the basic text on the page. Okay, so because if I am removing it's by default it's true. If I am not representing any standard things, even though show header is also true, show sidebar is also true by default, right? So if I'm giving it as true, it shows the header by default that this is true. And there is one more option called, this is called sidebar. Show sidebar, sorry, side, see sidebar equal to false. Click on save. What happens now? This is disabled and there is no sidebar now. There is a header, there is no sidebar. These are all the attributes. So you can see the same attributes for lot of the tags also, for image tags, for input tags and stuff. Okay, so coming back to my page, yes, again, how to bind data with Salesforce means, here in the current page I am simply showing the very basic static text and static image on the page, but I can dynamically show the content from the database by linking the fields, by linking the Visual Force component tags with data binding. Okay, so I can bind the data with this value tag for any input field, okay, or output field also by showing the data for the people. This is the data binding. So you have to use curly bracket, exclamation mark, content dot salvation. Okay, salvation is like Mr. or Mrs., the content salvation. Okay, okay, now this is the field which I am showing here. This is the line, actually this is the code for showing this type of information on the page. Okay, I have some examples for that on the account object. I'll show that to you. This is only I'm showing you this example for linking, how to link the backend object information to this page. So contact is an object, salvation is a field, so this field is linked with this. Okay, see input field contact dot first name, it is this. Contact dot salvation, it is this. Contact dot last name, it's this. Okay, So you can link your backend data to with your front end like this. This is how you can input information. Okay. And one more thing here is there is some information called global information. Global, there are some global variables and global data can be inserted very easily with the dollar symbol. Same thing you can use it here by putting the curly brackets exclamation mark for suppose the user data. Hey, for suppose the global data like the user data, because the person who is accessing the page is the only one, right? That is that means it's dynamic. If there are 400 people in your system, whenever you are logging in, I want to show your name like welcome Arun. If a Venkat is logging in, I want to show welcome Venkat. So in that case I have to use user dot name. So sorry, I have to use dollar user dot name inside the curly brackets and exclamation mark. Dollar is useful for global data, global information. I can get the information of my page, of my user, of my component, of my organization, of my system date and time. A lot of information I can print it out on the page directly. Okay, with dollar symbol, I'm going to use that. And I can also print the labels from the custom labels. Okay, that is used with dollar label. Local variables can be created to uh, in the VF page. Give me a second, guys. Yeah. And coming down to the variable tag, you can create local variables inside the page with the apex colon variable. As I said, uh, this is the string what you're using. This is the namespace you're using for all the tags. Okay, apex colon. Okay, and I have a cheat sheet. So I want to show that to you. Okay, this is really, I want to show you really quick. Actually, in the actual previous classes, I'm not showing the slides. I'm simply showing this all the Visual Force cheat sheet, which is having a lot of all the tags, the core tags, the template tags. Okay, and even all the Apex, Ajax and Action script means JavaScript tags for Apex. Okay, for VF pages and core form tags of Apex. I was explaining each and everything by simply reading one line about this tag when we use them. Okay, and core output tags. So these are all the tags you are going to use to build your VF pages, your front end um, VF pages for user interface. Okay, and there are many tags for user interface and miscellaneous tags for repeating, for messages, for variables, for parameters. Yeah, this is what we are discussing now. These are all look and feel tags, which is useful to show better UIs with less effort. With less effort, page block will automatically bring the standard Salesforce visual block in a page. Page block buttons will automatically add some properties which automatically align the buttons in the center of the page and automatically add the buttons on the top and end of the page, top and bottom of the page. Page block section is also very important again. It generally adds section. Okay, you can divide the page block into sections, multiple sections like a basic information, address information, additional information like that, and you can expand and collapse it in the detail page, not on the edit page. Page block section item is a single element you have to keep inside these elements inside the page block section item. Single piece of information to define that's a single item to show it inside the page block section. Page block table, this is also a part of under page block, but this is generally used to show the list of values, list of account values or list of contacts and thing. Yes, I'm going to share the other video on this page explanation. Okay, you can also use some custom components like this by building components and uh, passing component attributes to the components. Okay, and these things we use generally in Visual Force email templates. Okay, messaging dot attachment email body, you generally build these things with tags, vf tags. This is salesforce.com sites. You can use these tags to integrate your Salesforce with your Google Analytics API by putting down the unique ID given by Google Analytics. If you put that ID, you can also track a lot many things like how many people are visiting your page, how many people are spending how much time, and their region from where they are accessing it. Everything you can track it with this. Okay, and many things there are like Salesforce ideas tags are useful to add idea features on your application. You can use directly these tags on your UF page to embed the idea application onto the VF page. You can include the knowledge articles, knowledge application features onto my VF page with these knowledge tags. So they are making simplified. Okay, they are simplifying the developer tasks by creating some inbuilt um, tags for these applications. These are all different applications. You generally use this knowledge tags in service cloud applications when you are building custom components on that. You can use this charter options also. You can dynamically insert this in VF pages by using this charter tags. Okay, and these are the global values which I'm talking about the user, about the user role information, about the user profile, system, date and origin time, resource for static resources. This is what I have used when I'm trying to insert my Apex image button. Okay, Apex image inside my page. I'm using this particular global variable. And organization for getting the organization information, labels, object type, current page, component, API, action, what are what standard actions I can use it here, and especially user, all this stuff. Okay, and this is how I'm referencing the image tag. You have done the same thing. Okay, when I'm referencing the zip files, there's a different way of using the static resources. I can even upload the zip folder of a lot of resources of images, JS files and CSS files. In that case, I have to use the URL for tag, sorry, the URL for keyword. Okay, and apart from this, these are the actions support, how VF pages can be connected with backend Apex. Okay, so action tag, this is the very important attribute even in the page or even in the lot of other Apex buttons and even action functions also. This tag is specially useful to link your button or any page or any action function to the backend Apex method. When you're clicking on a button, what action you have to do, what method you have to call, that is clearly mentioned here. The method name I have to select here so that it automatically links that method in the Apex class. And the message tag, the message thing is useful to deliver messages onto the page. Okay, page reference is the, you can get the current page reference of the VF page. Select option, standard controllers, standard set controller is our options in the attributes also to link your page with the standard controller. Okay, to reference the set controller for iteration for repeating the values. Select option for showing the checkboxes, pick list values and radio buttons. Okay, anyway, this document is there, but I want to especially don't want to show this document here. Okay, and Yeah, how to pass parameters to my VF page. So there is a page called my page. Generally this page will show data based on some ID what you are passing. Okay, for suppose this page is related to the account object, it want to show the account information. But when you are trying to simply call na1.salesforce.com hash apex as my account, it won't show any information. You have to pass some parameters to your page so that it's going to pick the account data. Okay, it's going to pick the account data with the ID what you are passing. ID equal to this. This is, if this is the account ID, I'm going to show the account information on my page. So you can use the parameters. Okay, here ID is the parameter in the URL. Okay, and this is the value for this parameter. All the parameters you are passing, you have to pass it after question mark. Okay, that's the basic thing most applications will follow. Okay, and tag binding. Okay, you can bind the tag with some data, with some value tag, with action. You can bind actions methods with action tag. You can even bind, you can do component binding using component attributes. You can pass these things to the other component which is embedded here in this page. Okay, these three type of things I can do that. Okay, this is called data binding. See, I am printing the user info, user first name, hello user first name, hello Arun. You are viewing the account name, the account contacts are this. You are going to repeat the values here. Okay, and action binding. Okay, action binding example is this. Anyway, so the data what you are getting access from the controller, from this controller. For suppose if I'm using standard controller equal to account, I can only show the account object information on this page. Okay, and even the child object of account I'm printing here by using the simple method account.contacts. Okay, I can't show the information about my trainings here. Okay, the reason why it is you are linking the data, means the channel controller data to account, means now you can only pick the account data only. So the data binding depends on the data binding first. Okay, means it can pick the data what's available in that particular. For suppose if you are linking with your custom controller, you can only bind the data what you are querying inside the custom controller, the variables, the lists, the okay, anything. Okay, the things what you are trying to you queried in that information boolean values, the primitive types, you can only show that information on the page. Custom actions, standard actions will generally have save and edit type of functionality. This is given by Salesforce standard controllers only. But when you're trying to build custom controllers, you're going to write custom logic inside your custom apex code, and you're going to link that actions to your buttons by simply connecting the by creating a button and simply linking the action what you created the method inside the backend. I'll show that example in custom controllers. Okay, yeah, this is the standard versus custom object. Okay, so coming down to the standard application framework and default UI is page layouts UI. You can see it on the page. Okay, yeah, sorry, this is the standard things. You cannot change, you can only configure the page layouts and okay, that stuff in standard thing. Coming down to the custom apexforce.com code, you can do page layouts and custom apex classes, you can link it. Okay, coming down to the VF pages, in the standard behavior, visual pages use standard controllers. Here you're going to use standard controllers. You are only changing the UI. Front end part you are changing it, but you are not modifying the back end logic. This is the behavior. Behavior means the logic controlling part. So what you can do is you can use the Apex code for buttons and all this stuff. The logical part you can do in this also with standard page layouts. You can link some buttons with some Apex code and all this stuff. Okay, but coming down to the custom visual force, when you are choosing this, there are two types. Again, you can use it. One is the behavior you can use as standard. That is one way. That is done with visual force pages with standard controllers. If you want to build the behavior is a custom behavior for a custom VF page, this is the really custom pages. You are going to use visual force pages with the custom Apex controllers. This is the advanced things in this programming. Okay, in this VF and Apex, this is little advanced. Okay, it's really easy to develop pages with VF pages with standard controllers. You don't need to write any big coding. You can easily learn in 2 to 3 hours of time. If you know about account object standard controller, yes, you will be knowing about other things also. I have two examples for that. I will show that to you. Okay, I have many examples, but I will show only two examples in this class. Yeah, at the end of this exercise, I have a requirement here, some exercise, and these examples I have some solutions for this. But the app what we are using here is the recruiting application. Okay, so one thing I'm going to do, I'm going to share a video of the other class which I'm explaining about these tags. Okay, that you can view it, and parallelly I can show some different examples to you when I'm trying to show the real examples, the real time scenarios type of thing. Now we are going to explore the visual force controllers. Okay, when you're developing visual force controllers, okay, we have to use some Apex class. Okay, so if you want to display data on the page for that particular things, you have to use getter and setter methods. The lists, the fields, means the primitive types like string, double, long, all these values, if you want to show it on the page, you have to use getter and setter methods. Getter method is to retrieve data from controller, and setter method is used to put down the value to the controller. From the page to the controller, you are setting some value to that variables from the page, from the input text fields. You are setting some values to the page, to the values inside the controller. Okay, and these action methods are used to perform logic. When you are clicking on some button on the page, you are going to call some custom logic. You are writing that method inside your controller. I'll show you how to create controllers. It's really simple from your page editor. And again, there are multiple ways to create pages, create classes. There are many other ways, four different ways directly from the page editor, which I showed you today morning in today's class. The other thing is using developer console. The third thing is using the backend, going to setup, going into build, expanding develop. If you expand develop, there is a lot of things, a lot of links like pages, classes, triggers, and all this stuff. So pages, all this stuff, you can click on that and you can create this pages and classes. These are types of VF controllers. Okay, standard controllers are generally provided for all the standard and custom objects. Not only standard objects, it's also available for custom objects also. You're going to use the standard properties of the standard controller like save, cancel, delete. These options are by default, you can get it from standard controller. Okay, these provide very basic data actions. You know what is save, save, edit, all these options. Okay, so there are some standard list controllers. Okay, to manage list of values. Okay, You can manage list of values on the page. So these are the two examples I want to show. One is the first example with the standard controller with a very basic set of options to create data and to show the data on the page. The other thing is to show the standard list controllers to manage list of values, to manage all your accounts data on the single page. Okay, and custom controllers. When you are going to choose that, you're going to choose custom controllers when you want to build everything from scratch. So if your business requirement is very close to if it is very close to the custom standard behavior, you can means if it is almost standard behavior, you can pick the standard controller. You can change the UI like anything. You can put on your own colors. You can put down the font size. You can change the font size, font style, properties of the page, and everything. You can change it in standard controllers in VF page with standard controller. But you cannot change the logic. Coming down to custom controller, you can change even UI, the logic also. Controller extensions. You generally use controller extensions when your requirement is very close to standard, but they also need some custom behavior. In that case, you use standard controller plus extension classes. So if you want to use save and edit method, the actual method, and you if you want to create some additional method for sending email option, in that case, okay, or any custom logic additional functionality, the 30% is custom logic. Yes, you can use custom controllers. So see, to allow developers to take advantage of the existing functionality of a controller of these properties while extending and overriding the data or actions it provides. I can extend the actions what it providing. I can extend it with some more logic action it provides. Okay, right, and yeah, this is how you're going to define the standard controller. That's what I'm going to show. Apex page standard controller equal to account. If it is account object, if you want to show the page on account. For contact, you generally put contact. For custom objects, you have to use training underscore underscore C, like speakers underscore underscore C, because I have to use the API name of the object, not the simply the label. Okay. And coming down to the data binding, the object information you simply pass with this. And yeah, so you can pass the IDs with these parameters. So you can also show the information with the on the page with the this option already, curly brackets called object dot name, all this stuff, these are all match fields, you can use it. Okay, data binding, you can bind the data. Coming down to the standard controllers traversing data, for suppose if I am on the contact object, if I am writing my page standard controller on contact object, if you want to show the account information, yes, I can do that. Contact dot account dot owner dot first name. So if I want to know the person who created the my contact account object, I will use this name information. If I simply want to show the account phone number, contact dot account dot phone field, means I can pull the data from my parent object. I can pull the data from my parent object also, like this. Okay, I can go up to 5 levels. Okay, coming down to the downwards, you can traverse downwards to only one level from parent to child. So I am trying to show some page before in this same slides only. There is a simple page, some code when I'm trying to show the data binding options on the contact object. Yes, in that requirement, I am trying to show the list of child object records also. I am writing my page on the account object standard controller. and I'm trying to query the list of accounts which are linked with this account. So list of contacts which are linked with this account means from parent I can only query the child objects at one level only, but I can query 5 levels up. I can traverse the data, bring the data from 5 levels up objects. Okay, means my 5 levels parent object. If A, B, C, D are in order. Sorry, if A is the parent of B, B is the parent of C, C is the parent of D, and D is the parent of F, E is the parent of F. E can get the data of A, and E can also get the data of F. But for suppose A can get the data of B, A cannot get the data of C, because downwards you can only get only one level of data. Okay, got it? Yeah. Coming on to standard controllers, data validations will automatically apply. Okay, when you are using the input field component, the error will display automatically. All the validation rules, standard validation rules will apply here. Okay, if not, you have to create the custom Apex messages component can display the messages on the page at the top of the page, because Apex messages tag I can create this page at the top of the page, and that shows all the messages on the screen directly there. If you're using the input field button, it automatically shows the errors regarding to this page, regarding to this field directly next to this field name. Okay, yeah, that's it for today, Arun. So I will talk more about, I will share some videos to you. I will talk more about the other topic in tomorrow's class. Okay, I have to go to some other meeting. Starts at 10 o'clock. Okay.
Okay. Can you share me the video on data management?
Yeah, I will do that. I will do that. I'll do that, Arun.
Okay.